Good morning. This is the crypto day morning. Today's date, Thursday, 15th of November, 2018. Bitcoin prices down to 5,425. All bets, trades of the like within one's own risk reward. We'll take a look at this Bitcoin chart, the reduction in price, where we go from here a little bit, as well as Ripple. And within the session in here, the price action clearly breaking below the key support points of between 5,800 and 61. And that means it has made a statement. It has changed the pattern. Or within the soap opera of it, it has changed. Yeah, it has changed it. As the pattern was matching lows, lower highs. And this isn't a matching low. This is most certainly that of a lower low. So that's a break of a major key area, that of around 6,000. And October 12th is an interesting day. We can see here, October 12th, 2018, that it had a sideways move after this down day. But I'm not talking about October 12th this year, no. I'm talking about October 12th of last year. I'm going to put a line in at around 5,000. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to October 12th of last year. And on this day, we can see that September 1st had a high of 49.35, 49.79 the next day. So it never, in the history of Bitcoin at that point, had ever been over the price of 5,000. It got above it on October the 12th. And has never been below it since. It's probably, as we stand now, favored to do such. But it'll be a very interesting situation moving down towards that level. For within the 3-day term time frame, which also shows the lower highs and the matching lows that we've been encountering, that it's had a noticeable correction amongst its play. And as I've been stating, the significant breakdown target would be probably close to around 3,000, most likely even into the 29s, but or even 28. But I say that as far as myself, what's the best number to use as a trader. And well, one of the things I did today is put 1 divided by 5,000. Well, why would I do that? Well, if you're playing on the TUSD, the true US dollar, that means the 20,000 Satoshi mark would represent 5,000, which means a small buy order there. Why? Well, just in case it's a failed breakdown, and I'm going to be needing buy order support for altcoins as the price goes lower, as I took what we would call a hit amongst the buys that I've been making because everything going down. Thankfully, over the last couple of months, I've had more sales than buys to allow me to have base currency inventory to handle this day relatively easy. So I put a sell order in there for 20,000 Satoshi. About 33,000 Satoshi is the 3,000 number. And as a trader, that's pretty much where the vast majority of the TUSD sell orders are going to come into place. So as far as this move's concerned, this could go wild. Like yesterday, it goes down fast to these lows, has corrected within the 18 average, and back down to where it came from. It still has to make a move above this 18 to get to really just change the trend. And that's on this time frame. You can do stuff like the 400-minute time frame, and it's got a long ways to go right now to get to its 18. And in bear markets, that's why you can have some wicked rallies, because at any time this could explode up to like 5,900 and do so with probably even in an hour or less. 20 minutes, 30 minutes even. And the reason, because of this move, is that if it's making its correctionary play up to such that within what's happened, just the sheer possibility of a 500-point push in an hour is not a surprise. And a 500 point push, if it does happen, has got a long ways to go go from there, because that's going to bring a lot of people in the situation camp to like, okay, maybe this is time to sell a little Bitcoin. And in my case, if that was what I was doing, look to buy back, of course, at lower prices, 5,000, 3,000, so on and so forth. There's also going to be that 1,000 level as well. So the statement has been changed. We were playing microscopic volatility, but on a change of the mode, which is either breakdown or breakout, in this case, of course, breakdown, well, that's going to change things. So having higher volatility or no more of these like 1% and 1.2% days over and over again is probably going to be realistic. Although this move, when it's done, is going to settle down and have lower volatility within it. But we don't know yet if this move is done, because on a break of support below here, we could see this happen all over again. Next thing we know, 4 hours later on a break of, say, 53, we're talking about 4,200 or something like that. Could very easily be the case. Let's look at Ripple next. We'll first look at it through the Binance cross, then the Bitcoin cross. It's got a deadly 1 hour time frame. This is a daily, and it's got a deadly daily time frame set up, I think, as well. This move in here from October 17th through that of November the 4th really took the cake for its extreme low volatility and just maintaining the sideways move. But the change of its story came into place here on November the 5th, as it managed to break out of the 18, establish or make it to a lower high from this previous level, come back. And what has it been doing since it came back? And it came back on November the 8th, and the next day on November the 9th, it started what has been about a week of just hanging in there within the 18 average of highs. And yesterday's session, after everything was getting its ass kicked, it took a dip down close to where it came from. And that's what I stated before on the breakout. I don't want this to come down to where it came from. I want it to come down like the 18 of lows. And that's what it did. Because there was no great level of resistance. And it's not like I got any experience in talking about a situation where you have like a 20-day consolidation point like this, because I really haven't seen much of it. But in this case, of course, sure enough, it takes a cake. Breaking out above this level here could be very dangerous. And as I mentioned, the 1 hour time frame looks pretty deadly as well too. Or it looks dangerous, as Baker Mayfield felt on Sunday morning. He's a pro football player, and on the media report he stated, well, he woke up feeling dangerous. Maybe Ripple is too. But on the hourly time frame, there's that move up to that point. So the correctionary move, as we can see, happening 11 o'clock. That's when they were all selling off yesterday. But since then, and since the bottom point of the 50 number, it has already rallied over 10% to get back to where it has already came from. So I find that a very, very interesting situation. Let's change this crossover against Bitcoin. And within its single hour time frame, exactly the same thing. This is a spot. This goes from 7,200. Now it's up to 8,200 almost. This has went up like 14% from its lows. And again, back to this key resistance point at around 82.69 that it is tested on several different situations. And let's try to fix this. Yep, so you can see it a little bit better. But how many times has it hit this? I think it's like 4 now. 1, 2, 3 in here, 4 in here. And that level would basically be about 82.68 on the Satoshi level. It's pretty close to that level now. So getting above this, if I see the price at 83.32, I'm feeling pretty good. Or I think it's dangerous return on investment, ROI, or potential for much higher gains quickly thereafter if it can get to the 83.5 point-ish area. I mean, daily chart, well, you can't see much there. I got to reset the scale. Its next quick area would be 92.5, I would think. one way of looking at this as a trader is there really, well, I mean, if you're selling at say around 9,000 as a place to sell order, that's safe versus 92.50. I think 92.50 are more likely, or almost as likely to hit 92.50 as you would 9,000 on any rally move. Selling at around 88 and change to me is you're undercutting it. And even at this is just that next level. We could be talking about making a move up to here. And even at that, when we see how fast some of these moves are, this is a spot where this went from 4,300 at this breakout low, and it almost tripled, going to 11.5. So if we break this breakout low from 8,000, it could very easily go 20,000 if it so desires to do so. Because when these markets go, they go. But as it's playing out right now, within this setup, it looks relatively interesting that this could be ready to go. Because yes, getting above this level of resistance in here around 10, you got a little bit here at 13, but you got the 2018 big one at around the 20 level. It could very easily hit that in 2-3 days if it so desires, given normal historical market movements within the past. Thank you for tuning in to today's video and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.